Okay, I've got my recording set up. I've got a few more coming in here, and let me go ahead and allow the other people that are waiting to come on in, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, hello everybody. My name is Richard Cruz. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. If my audio is okay, give me a quick one in the chat, please, if you would. Okay, good. Hector, Deborah, awesome. So, I am in a town called Argyle, Texas, and it is butt cold here today. It is 18 degrees right now. What part of the U.S. are you guys calling in from? Give me in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from. It's great to know where people are from. Okay, so we've got a Sarah from Los Angeles, California. Anybody else? Let me know where you're from. All right, Brad from China Grove, North Carolina. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. Got Hector from Washington, Giovanni from Houston. Hey, not too far down south from me. Awesome. I love connecting with other Texas people. So what I'm going to do is chat with you guys today. Just talk real briefly. I'm not into very long webinars that take forever. I am just like, hey, how can I give you guys a substance? There is nothing that anybody can buy here today. This is not about what I can sell you or anything like that. This is to give you the most important things in your plumbing businesses to be able to help you get off to a really strong 2023. When I every single day I'm talking to plumbers, and when I'm talking to plumbers, what I found is the most common mistakes and things that if you just do one little thing and you're able to enhance that, you can make a massive difference in your business. And so my goal is if you just walk away with one thing that you could put into your business today that could help your business continue to grow and scale, then I think that hopefully it'll be worth it. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here, and we'll just jump right into the agenda. All right, cool. Hopefully everybody can see my screen there. Give me a quick one in the chat if you can see my screen, please. Everybody see my screen? Okay, awesome. So I am Richard Cruz, and I am the author of the book that is just about to be released. I'm really excited to, Plumber Profits, and it's all about helping plumbers, develop the most successful, plumbing business possible. And let me see if I can advance here. Should hopefully be advancing. Okay, awesome. And so there was a workbook that we had sent out. Hopefully you have that. And if you don't have that, it's at learn.plumbermarketingusa.com/2023-workbook. If you don't have it, don't worry about grabbing it right now and having it stuff. You could just follow along. Everything that I do is easy to follow along, but you can download the book afterwards. You can take a quick screenshot of that if you want, if you don't have it. Get the book. It's the workbook. It's completely free, and it's loaded with a lot of good information, some follow-up tips. A lot of what I talk about here will be in that workbook. And so here's what we're going to cover today, guys. We're going to talk about the latest trends that you need to focus on in 2023, and really talk about website optimization. This is one area that I see a lot of opportunity, lost leads for plumbers that don't understand the importance of being able to have the right capturing strategies. I'm going to talk a little bit about local service ads, Google Maps, and then really being able to maximize your lead flow online. Everything is geared around really one thing: is how to be able to help your business be most successful in 2023, and that's what we're going to focus on. So who am I, and why should listen to me? Hey, my name is Richard Cruz, the author of the Profit Making Plumber. I'm an associate member of PHCC, spoken at different industry events across the United States, and my company Plumber Marketing USA is widely accepted as the premier expert company in the internet marketing business for plumbing and for HVAC. And so what I want to do is ask everybody, if you would, during this time period, I want you to get the most value possible. And we want to eliminate distractions. Like myself, just turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook for the next maybe like 45 minutes or so. Just focus on here without distractions, because I promise you the information is very, very good, high quality, that will have an impact on your business and it will change your business without a doubt. So everybody cool with that? Give me a one in the chat if you're okay with that. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go into the next thing. And if, by the way, if you stay to the end, I've got a special giveaway for you that I will give you, and it's the internet marketing checklist for plumbing and HVAC. And it's a quick checklist that you could check. You could take right to your web guy. You could take right to whoever manages your website, your online property, your marketing, and just do a quick scan. And I promise you that you'll get tremendous value by just making sure that each one of these things is in line. And this is part of the same processes that we use in our agency every day. And I'm going to go ahead and send that to you for free at the very end. And so let me start by asking you, what is the hardest part about marketing your plumbing or your HVAC business? Give me an answer in the chat what you have found and what you think is the hardest part of marketing. Getting cheap leads. Yes. So Sarah said getting cheap leads. So winding up spending a lot of money, guys. Google isn't getting any cheaper, and so yeah, that's really important, Sarah. You're in the right place because that's exactly what I'm going to cover today. Yeah, I think you'll be very pleased. Quality leads, Brad. I agree 100%. Getting the quality leads is 100% what it's all about. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well too. So I think you'll be very pleased. Anybody else? Just jump in there to chat. I'd love to hear from a couple more. Not enough leads, from Uzam. Yes, very, very good. Crappy leads, low traffic website. Yes, I agree, Hector. I hear that all the time. So one of the things that I hear so many times is there's so many options. Some of are unclear on where to spend your budget. Look, if we wind back the clock 10, 15 years ago, guys, it was awesome. I mean, not awesome, but it was easier. It was the yellow pages. You ran yellow pages, maybe a magazine ad, maybe you did billboard. If you're big time, you did radio. I mean, it was simple, it was straightforward, and you grew your plumbing business that way. But now, Angie's is out there, Home Advisor, Yelp wants money, social media, and I can go on the list and all the different social media platforms. And then there's LSAs and Google Maps and PPC and SEO and all the different. It's like, where do you put your money? And I'm going to talk a little bit about return on investment. Where can you take a dollar and make it into $5? How and where can you do it effectively? Because what's happening is I see so many plumbers just spinning their wheels, pushing money into different places, but they're not understanding where to get the biggest bang for the buck. So the unlimited options is one of the areas that cause low quality leads, because if you're not get if you're driving leads from the wrong sources, a, they're probably too expensive. B, they're probably not the right quality. I got off the phone with a guy yesterday who was just telling me that the quality of leads he's getting is horrible. He pulls up to a property and there's three or four other plumbers there to give an estimate at the same time, and that's not the type of customer that you want to be going after. Correct? So one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you're setting clear goals. When you have clear goals about where you want to take your business, and really understanding, I need, this is my revenue numbers. This is, how many leads that I need. This is the revenue that I want to generate. It really is only working backwards if you understand your numbers. The marketing part of it, what I'll show you today is that you could take all the mystery out of it. It comes down to a number, and it is a predictable cost per lead. Every plumber should be able to have their business reach a point where I know I can generate leads today, as many as I want, at so many dollars per lead. I know that my average revenue, my job revenue, is going to be this much, and I can turn that around. And so, you may need 50 leads a day coming into your shop, for example. That's your number. With the 50 leads, you know what your job booking rate is and then what your revenue is and work backwards. And so when you have a predictable number on leads, you can just work backwards and it's really, really easy to be able to do it that way and have the wind in your sails. You don't want to be building your business based on hoping maybe that you'll hit your targets. It should be very, very predictable. The second thing is to generate enough leads to be able to hit your targets and then keep your trucks running, especially if you've got extra trucks, that you've invested in. The last thing you want to do is have those trucks sitting, correct? You want them to be as profitable as possible. So again, knowing your numbers is going to be a big, big part of that. And so what we need to do is look at where are we going to get our highest quality leads from. I will tell you this, guys, is that and getting leads from Yelp is great, but you can get it pretty much for free. We've run tons of tests, and the Yelpers are loyal to the plumbers with the most leads, with the most 5-star reviews. And so we've run tests where plumbers do advertise, don't advertise, and we're not even hardly even seeing any different at all. So you could run some ads there, but I could tell you that if you've got the most amount of reviews, people find you for free. And it's the flip side. The problem is that if you have leads, if you are paying Yelp for leads and you don't have the most and the best amount of reviews, no one's going to wind up calling you anyways, or you're going to find out that it's very, very expensive for you to be able to generate quality leads consistently from Yelp. And so Yelp is one of those that it's kind of like, okay, it's a cherry on the side. Angie's, the problem with Angie's home advisors, they're divvying them out to the entire world. The most predictable, consistent form of leads is going to be people who pick up their phones when a pipe bursts. They're looking at the leak or at the clog, whatever it is, and they go to their phones, and then they're looking, hey, for a plumber near me, clog drain, um, whatever it is, the problem they're having. They are intent keywords. What we know about those people is that nobody goes to the internet looking, typing in, clogged drain repair, unless they have a clogged drain. Right? There is all keywords are not the same, and so when you understand Google and you understand the right keywords to go after with Google, you focus on those keywords. There, you could go after all the wrong stuff in Google. I know that Google is horrible about that. If you go into a campaign, that what they'll do is they'll start sending you things that are somewhat related, and all of a sudden, Google will start sending you Brooklyn sprinkler head, jobs, unless you contain it. And so it's so important that Google is beautiful, guys. There is no better source, okay, ladies and gentlemen. There is no better source than Google to be able to get your leads if you're getting the right caliber of leads, which is the right keywords, and you're getting rid of all the junk that Google doesn't want. Does that make sense? Give me a quick one in the chat if what I'm talking about is making sense about getting the right customer with the right quality lead coming in based on the person who has a problem, who is typing in the right keyword that indicates he is in the buying mode right now. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Yep. Got it. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I'm resonating with you guys and you guys are following me and then this is making sense. So when it comes to online, there's 4 pockets. Everybody's constantly asking me where is the biggest bang for the buck, and I'm going to show you guys really easily here. The biggest bang for the buck is there's 2 sides. There's renting real estate online, and then there's owning real estate online. Which one is better? Let me ask you guys. What do you think is better, to own real estate or to rent real estate? Give me a one if you think owning real estate. Give me a two of renting real estate. Owning. Yep. Thank you, Giovanni. Absolutely owning. Anybody else owning? Yep. Owning. Brad, thank you. Owning real estate is definitely where it's at. This is, if you think about this, if you can own enough real estate online, think about it as if you have just bought a building that is an asset, that one day that you can sell that as part of your business. That owning of the real estate is the guaranteed cash flow. And if any of you are familiar with selling a plumbing business, it is based on revenue on calls. You're selling the calls. Yeah, you're going to get some money for your equipment, but they're really buying the phone calls that are coming in on a daily basis and what revenue you're able to generate. And advertising can be finicky and can change up, but when you own real estate online and you really are entrenched well, those are calls that are coming in on a consistent basis. So both are really good, the renting and the owning, but they have their purposes. And this is where I tell plumbers all the time: make sure you understand the purpose it is that you want for yours. So the purpose for renting is to get leads now, get them fast, bring them in the door. This is your local service ads. This is your PPC. They're coming in the door. Those are the people that are interested in you, that you can scale up, you can grow quickly. When we grow plumbing shops and we open them in cities and they're brand new, that's what we're going to use. It's the only thing. Nobody knows you yet. You don't own any real estate there yet, but you want that new market that you just opened up. It's almost going to be 100% renting, paying per click, and getting leads coming in now. But phones ringing, you're filling up your job schedules, you're creating revenue, you're keeping your guys at work. But at the same time, when we open up those new shops, we are going all in with owning real estate, which is the right side that you see on my screen here, which is let me see, I got person just coming in, which is the maps and then the organic. This right here is where your money maker is at, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. What'll happen is that the the owning of the real estate is going to be that money maker that will take you down the road later on and make it more effective for you. Here's the reason why: is that your local service ads, your PPCs, depending on the market you're at, are typically going to cost you about $40 to $100 per lead. That can get quite expensive for every lead that's coming in. And you hopefully want to be on the lower end of that. But if you're in a really, really competitive market, you can see where it'll get a lot lower. Google is on an auction platform. And so you don't have a lot of control all the time. On the owning side, the maps and the organic, it's zero cost per click. It's unlimited. It's all you can eat. And so that's where you really, really want to be and you want to work your business. We are finding that about 70% of all of, but 72% of all the incoming leads on a mature business that has owning the real estate is coming in from the Google Maps on that top right quadrant. And about 12%, 13% is coming in from organic. That should represent about 85% of your business. Now, if 15% of your business is costing you, say, $100 per lead, but it's all you can eat. You can get as many leads as you want. You can really drive it up. It's your thermostat. You can get there, but 85% of it is coming in at zero. Now, what you're doing is you're developing now an overall ability to generate leads at a low cost. Because if you average that all out, if we were to take 15% at $100 and we were to take 85% at $0 per click, what is your real cost of acquiring a lead? It's going to be somewhere in about the ballpark range of about, I'm going to say $23, $25, $28. Now, let me ask you this. Give me a one in the chat if, as a plumbing shop, if you can have unlimited leads coming in at about a $28 per lead average, can you make money with that? Can you turn that into a profit, based about $28 cost, per lead cost? Give me a one or a two. Yeah. Yep. Sarah, give me a one. Yes. Brad. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yep. Sophia. Okay, good. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure that everybody's tracking with me. So this is the key. I have met plumbers, guys. I kid you not. I have met plumbers doing plumbing for 20 years, and they are stuck on the renting. 85% of their business, I kid you not, is renting. And they're forking out 60, 70, 80, $85, per lead. That's expensive. What happens is, you wind up a lot of your profit margin starts going to Google. Now, let me tell you guys, Google makes enough money. They're going to make it through the winter. They don't need your money. You don't need to continue paying and supporting Google. I would say keep the money for yourself. Focus on developing the lowest cost per lead that you possibly can. That is the secret to doing this. So, what'll happen is every business is different. This is where the end goal will be. When I explained earlier, it's like a teeter totter, right? When you have to have one or the other that is driving your business. It's making the phone calls come in today. So I mentioned earlier about having goals. So when you have your goals, your goals are really going to drive. This is where I want to be at the end of 2023. This is where I'm at today. So we figure out what is the game plan? How many leads do you need coming in per day to be able to hit those numbers, to be able to drive the revenue that you want to drive? And now, where's it coming in from? And so in the beginning, normally to hit the gas pedal, you want to be, all in on the renting. But at the same time, you want to be pushing the gas pedal on the owning. And so as the owning happens, it's like a teeter totter, little by little by little by little, you're able to have more and more zero cost per lead. You want to do it to a point where eventually your business is what I call right sized. Your business is right sized and you get the right return on investment, which is really what we're talking about here. When you can get that quadrant, about 85% coming in from organic, about 15 coming in from the paid side. Now, again, you may want to open another office, or you may want to maybe say buy 3 trucks. And so you may want to take your 15% and push it for a little while so that you can get more going in the meantime. And that's okay. But you have control. You have a thermostat in your hand. But this is the most important thing. If you can walk away with one thing today and that you could know is this: the plumber who can acquire the most customers at the lowest cost wins. It's all about ROA. So tell me if this makes sense to you. If what I just said right here, that the plumber who can acquire the most customers at the lowest cost wins, if you agree with that, give me a quick one in the chat. All right. Hector, thank you. Awesome. Brad, okay, making sense. Okay, good. Good deal. If you've captured me at this point here, guys, this is the foundation. What you do from now is all really just math, and I'll show you. And it's really understanding where the different pieces, are at. SEO is the path to owning the right side, which is the owning, which is your organic and your Google Maps. Your Google Maps, are going to be the biggest driver of your zero cost per click. Your PPC is the renting side, and that's going to be your local service ads, and that's going to be your PPC. Later on, some advanced things. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it today because today I really want to talk about 2023, getting to the next goal and the foundational things. But there's things like retargeting, which is anybody who's ever been to your website, letting them see virtual billboards. Just like as if you see plumber billboards all over the place, or you see your vans all over the place that are virtual billboards, you just do that with Google. So if they've ever been to your website, they just see you over and over again until they have their next plumbing leak, and then they think about you right away. There's another one which is online directories, and repeat referral leads, and social media, and these are all more things that you scale on later on that can help bring the cost per lead even lower. But the two foundational are going to be the teeter totters: the owning, and then the renting, which is going to be your fast, and then your solid owning of that real estate. So this is the worksheet that we do whenever I'm working with a plumbing company and we talk about goals and where they want to get. So, what is your, revenue target? Where do you want to be? And let's say that you want to do $3 million, right? And, we subtract that from where you're at today and, get a baseline. But, what we do is we'll take a look at next, for example, what is that monthly? So you'd say you want to do 250K in monthly revenue, whatever your number is, whether it's $1 million, 3 million, whether it's 50 million, it's the same concept. What we do is, how many jobs is that going to require, and that's going to really be based on what your average job revenue is. If your job revenue is 2 to 300, or if it's just 700, or if it's $1,200, obviously it's going to change this number. But the most important thing to know is that it's going to require 357 jobs, for example. based on a $700 average revenue. And that means that the booking rate is going to become everything. The booking rate so important, because if you've got a 55% job booking rate, then that means that you're going to need 650 calls coming in every month to be able to hit that $3 million number. If you've got a higher job booking rate or a lower job booking rate, it is going to make a big difference in what you need to spend. And so that's going to take me to my next subject, which is your job booking rate. And let me ask you a question: do you know what your job booking rate is? Give me a one in the chat if you do know what your job booking rate is. Give me a two in the chat if you do not know what your job booking rate is. Just curious to kind of get a pulse for it from you guys. Give me a one or a two. Hector, don't know what your job booking rate. Hey, that's really honest. Thank you. Okay, Sarah, you know. Okay, awesome. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, Giovanni, don't know. Okay, great. That's honest. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Give me a one if you know. Give me a two if you don't know. All right, Deborah knows your job booking rate. Okay, well, fantastic. So very important number to be able to do. And so let's say, for example, we took the average conversion rate from a caller, to 55%. If we multiply your leads, it'll make a big difference. Let me go to the next slide here. It'll probably make a little bit more sense. Let me see if I can get this here. And this is what we use right here, and we take an average job booking rate. The average job booking rates in the industry for a shop that's really doing phenomenal, I've seen 90, 92%. I've seen on the low end in about the 40%. And again, answer the phone quickly, answering the phone during the hours you're supposed to answer, having the quality of traffic. If the keywords are not correct, if the targeting isn't correct, and you get crappy leads coming in, you're never going to be able to get those high numbers. But typically, about a 70% to about an 80% job booking rate is the number that a healthy shop is going to be at. Because remember, every lead is going to cost you money. We have a lead generation target planner that we can send you at the end if you'd like it. Just send me an email, say, hey, send me that lead generation target planner. I don't want to invest a whole bunch of time here walking you through it, because you can just punch in your numbers, but you could put in your revenue goal. And once you do, it'll give you the monthly goals, what your average ticket value is, and then how many leads that you need. But then really, if your everything that you do and how many leads you do are going to be based on what your job conversion booking rate is. And look, if you have got a 70% and you need 1,000 leads, let's say, for example, you've got a 50% job booking rate, that's going to mean you're going to need something like 1,200, 1,300 leads. Those extra 300 leads, that costs you a lot of money, especially if you're doing PPC or if you're doing local service ads. So that's why job booking rate is going to be so important. So that's going to lead me to my next part. Is this right here is probably one of the biggest bleeders of of um, of leads, is the website. This making sure that your website converts is going to be super important. We've developed a website template that shows, and I'll give this to you guys as well too, that has a little checklist of what you want to be looking for on your website. But one of the things to be looking for on your website is that you have got everything properly lined up so that people can book. And here's an example. Let me go ahead and move forward to it. Sorry, if I go here, I'm going to bounce around a little bit here. Is your unconverted leads. So 50 to 60% will leave the average plumber's website. They'll come to the website, they're gone, they never even take action. And one of the reasons why is a page that loads really slowly. Your page has to load in 2.5 seconds or less. Anything over 2.5 seconds, we studies showed over and over again, we've seen that people just leave. People have the patience of a gnat today, and if they go to you for your business, and most of them are coming in on their cell phones, and in those 2.5 seconds they haven't loaded, almost guarantee every tenth of a second after that, there's a huge decline in what people stay on. And so when you're paying for leads coming in and 50 to 60% of them go, there's a huge opportunity for people leaving. And then 90% of form fills, are unconverted. That's one of the areas where a lot of people will lose them. The reason being is how long it takes to be able to get back to your customers. That instantaneous getting back to customers makes all the difference in the world. And so let me ask you this. On your website, if somebody fills out a form, how long on average does it take you to be able to get it to a customer? The average plumbing shop is taking 15 minutes to get back to a customer. We have found that anything over 5 minutes, your probability of closing that account starts to drop dramatically. The magic number is to get back to them within 5 minutes or less, and preferably 60 seconds or less gives you even a much higher probability of the ratio of getting that job at 48% probability higher of closing it. So let me ask you this. How long is it taking you to be able to reply to website form conversion, form fills, someone inquiring for business? Go ahead and put that in the chat. About an hour or more, Sarah? Okay. Hey, that's really honest. You're probably noticing some, not that many of them turning into customers or playing phone tag. About 45 minutes. Giovanni, thank you very much. Anybody else? How long is it taking you? Go ahead and jump in there. Anybody? Brad, about an hour? Okay, great. Thank you very much. So missed opportunity. Remember, guys, this is where you could keep investing more money to get more. So leads not followed up within 5 minutes go cold. And the second thing, customers today, they prefer to interact via text message versus phone call or email. And so what we've done is we've developed what's called form automation triggering. And so what happens, imagine that somebody goes to your website and they fill out a form, and we're seeing more and more people are filling out forms because people just like to chat. And as a matter of fact, you'll even notice local service ads have now added a chat feature. So Google's showing you what the trends are that people like. What happens is by being able to build in automation, you have a 10-second response time. So what's happened is the form comes to you instead of sending you an email, it sends you a text message so that you can get it faster because how often are we checking our emails? The second thing it does, it sends a text message back to the customer says, "Hey, thank you for inquiring with us at ABC Plumbing. What's going on? How can we help you today? Do you need a plumber?" And what will happen is people love that text. Within 10 seconds, they just fill out the form on the computer and now their phone, and now they're able to text back with you. This has made a dramatic difference in capturing the leads because you know what happens when they fill out the form? After they fill out the form with you, they're sitting there waiting around and they just go out and fill out another form for another plumber, another form for another plumber, another form for another plumber. But when you reply to them within 10 seconds and you've got a text message and they're now engaging with you, you're booking that call and you're getting that lead. And so what'll happen as well too is if you've ever played phone tag, those are the worst, the ones that fill out the form because you call them back, and especially if you call them back in 45 minutes or an hour or even after 15 minutes, what will happen is many times they're not even available. And so now you're playing phone tag and hoping they get back to you, but they've probably already talked to another plumber by then. But what'll happen is if the text message goes out, oh, the other thing about it, sorry, I forgot about this. This is the newest feature that has been added. Not only do they get a text message within 10 seconds that says, "Hey, thanks for filling out the form. What's going on? Do you need a plumber? How can we help you?" You can reply to text with somebody or click here to be connected with us. And they can just click and it will actually connect them to you. And now you're on the phone with them. So it makes it super, super easy to stop them in their tracks from looking at other plumbers and be able to focus on you. And if for some reason they haven't contacted you, you haven't gotten a hold of them, it will do 5 follow-ups automatically. It'll follow up later in the day. The next day, it'll follow up again in the morning, a little bit later afternoon. It'll wait another day and it'll do another quick follow up. Say, "Hey, haven't heard from you. Do you still need help? Let us know." So 5 touches, and you don't have to lift a single finger for doing that. Automation is a huge part of your website now and protecting those form fills. So making it easy for them to be able to see when they come in to your website, they can call you or they can just fill out an online chat. But either way, you're now improving your chances to be able to convert them into customers, to turn them into leads. Give me a quick one in the chat, guys, if this is making sense, if this is something that resonates with you, and if it's something that you think that could help you with your plumbing business. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Good deal. Glad I'm following with you guys. So really simple math. Look, if you've got 100 leads and you've got a 30% conversion ratio, but say you can up that to a 70% conversion ratio, by having a fast website, by having a website that is really optimized with the right call to action in the right place, with a form fill that is easy where they can just chat you, but it turns them into a phone call or it turns them into a text message. And so all of a sudden you're converting more leads. What's that difference mean? You're talking from 30 jobs at 19, say at 650 average of 19,000 in revenue versus 70 jobs at 650 average, it's 45,000 in revenue. That's another $250,000 a year of additional revenue just by changing one number. A lot of plumbers miss this, guys. What they'll do is they'll just advertise more, spend more money, invest more money, and they're feeding Google instead of fixing the source of the problem. And so, never ever expand your business without cleaning house, if that makes sense. If you were to throw a party at your house, invite all your friends and relatives and stuff, you wouldn't just leave it a mess, right? You'd probably want to clean the house, get it in tip top shape, making it look good before they come. Same thing, you're inviting guests to your website or to your business, you're advertising, and if you are just spending more money to get your leads, fix your house first. Fix it, get it all in order, get it to the maximum highest converting rate level, and then you can think about expanding and being able to do more advertising if that's what you need. Many times you don't need to do any more advertising. You could just be more effective at acquiring customers at a lower cost, and that's what this is all. This is what 2023 is all about, and so many plumbers don't do this. If you do these things here that I'm talking about in your business, you will be heads and tails above most plumbers that they will want to try to be keeping up with you. This stuff all works. This is what we do inside of our agency every single day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a quick pause here and just ask you just quick takeaways from what I've talked about so far. What did you learn? Give me a quick aha if there's anything that you learned today that the light bulbs went off that you feel that you got value on. I'd love to hear from you. And at the same time, if anybody has any questions as well too, this is my Q&A time for you. Hey, Hector, I need a better website. Yeah, awesome. And then Deborah, need to improve response time. Yep, absolutely. Sarah, need to revamp your website. Good. I'm telling you, you guys, but doing that will be an incredible investment for you in 2023. Absolutely. Uh, Giovanni, I never make changes in my website. Okay, awesome, good deal. It's like cash that you find under your mattress. Anybody ever find cash under your mattress? All of a sudden, it feels like woohoo, man! It feels like you won the lottery, right? It was your cash in the beginning, anyways, but you found it, and it feels really good. And when you are able to discover how your website has undiscovered cash, it's good. Brad, the difference in cost value versus renting versus owning my website is very ineffective. Yeah, absolutely. And is there a chat widget that you suggest? Yeah, so we have a chat widget that we've developed that does all of this automation, and it is built into the website, and it does all of the firing, prompts them to call the whole thing, and it's part of our websites that we're building now in 2023, and we're baking them in for all of our customers. So yeah, that's a good question. I need quick turnaround and responding to my customers. That's a great insight, Marianne. I'm glad you took that. That alone, watch when you build in a quick response time for customers, how that's going to make a huge difference for you in side of 2023. And so, guys, and then Hector, how long does it take to build a website like that? So, 30 days. 30 days is all it should take to be able to build a website like that. So, good question there, Hector. Thank you. So key trends for 2023 is Google local service ads is one, guys, that I love Google local service ads, but let me tell you what's happening there is that it has become crowded. Those of you who jumped into Google local service ads in the beginning, early adopters, it was easy street for you. You probably know you got like so many leads, super, super cheap, and they were just easy. What's happened now is every plumber signed up for them, and now they put in the auction feature. Anybody noticed that they're now letting you do the auction? It's really similar to Google Ads. So they're able to now generate a lot more revenue out of it. What's happening with Google local service ads is that they're looking for two things. One is that you're asking for verified reviews inside of the platform. And number two, they want a job booking rate of 85% or higher. If you're using local service ads, you can go to reports and you can see what your job booking rate is. If it's below 85%, you're going to notice that they're going to start sending you less and less business. If your job booking rate is 85% or higher, and you're getting verified reviews through the system, you're going to notice that they're going to continue sending you business consistently. This is one of the areas that I'm seeing now that where everybody went from Easy Street on Google local service ads to now where plumbers are still getting them and other plumbers are just, it's just dying off. And it's because Google's now, they have enough plumbers where they're being really picky. Shifting from phone conversions to message conversions. People love to just message and chat. That's the way people talk. And so get ready for this, guys. In 2023, you're going to notice more and more people are going to be comfortable with just chatting and want to be able to chat with you and having an interface where you can just get a text. You could text right back and have some, your CSRs be able to watch those texts and be able to get back to people. But by us burying it into a like click this button to call, we're finding most of them wind up calling you anyways. So chat is this big thing to get behind in 2023 for you. And then another thing is go in, on your entire, the SEO, LSA, the whole thing, but have a big focus on renting and owning. Renting, you can go fast right now. You can get leads, you can generate it here, but you don't want to stay there. You want to put all out effort into owning, owning, owning. So by the end of 2023, your business will be healthy if you've got 85% of your business coming from zero cost per click and about 15% of your business coming from the paid side. Even though you may not be there in the beginning, that's where you want to mature your business to, and then that'll put you in a really good place. This Google guarantee, the local service ads, I'm a big proponent of it. Don't shy away from it. Get as much as you can. Go unlimited budget. You won't spend your budget no matter what I put in. I put in sometimes tons of budget and they'll never give it to me. Don't be afraid to ask for more than what you want because they're not even going to give you everything. But take every lead that you can because they are good quality leads. Stay inside of that. But your biggest money maker is going to be right here in the Google Maps. That's your long term source of revenue. And so I told you guys that if you stay to the end, that I had a gift for you, and this is the building your custom plan, and this is your checklist. I don't have time here. I didn't want this to be a marathon webinar to go on for hours. You're all busy. You got a business to run, but if you go to learn.plumbermarketingusa.com/checklist, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that into the chat window right here. I got my caps on. Okay, turn them off. Learn.plumber. If you click on that link I put in the chat, go to the bottom, hit chat, click on that. You can download for free, and it is a checklist, and it covers even a little bit more of items that I didn't get a chance to get into today, and use that for your business. Just go down, and those there are areas to look at it to 2023, and I promise you that you will find that you have amazing results by being able to use those. And let me go ahead and switch to the next screen. And if you have any questions, if you just, the other things that we didn't cover that you want, just one-on-one about, feel free to reach out to me. My direct number is 940-204-0214, or you can book a call with me if you go to go.plumbermarketingusa.com. And with that, that is my 2023 strategy and game plan for today. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And if it was, give me a quick one in the chat. Let me know if it's helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll take any questions if anybody has any questions. And Brad, that sounds so much different than my current website manager. They are not doing their job. And you know what, Brad? In all fairness to web designers, they're most of them are not trained in effective digital marketing. They're really good at building very pretty online brochures, and the website looks really good. But when you really look at how a money making machine, because it's like this is an extension of your bank account, this is your livelihood, they're not trained in that. They really don't understand conversion optimization. And so we'll work with a lot of web designers. We'll let them do all the design and everything, but we'll put in all the conversion optimization so that our plumbers get the biggest return on investment, and so that they're doing well. So that's a good point. So all righty, guys, and that is it. Thank you all very much for attending. I really hope that this was helpful. And if you need anything at all, feel free to book a call with me, and look forward to talking to you. Other than that, I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. It was nice seeing you all and being here with you today.